could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
This video has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
State charges, including attempted murder, have been dismissed against a woman accused of going after an Indiana University student of Chinese descent on a public bus. Billy R. Davis, age 56, of Bloomington, who is white, still faces a federal hate crime charge in the assault of an 18-year-old woman with a folding weapon on January 11th. The victim from Carmel, Indiana, was waiting to exit the bus in downtown Bloomington, about 50 miles south of Indianapolis. Online court records show state charges of attempted murder, aggravated battery, and battery by means of a deadly weapon were dismissed April 25th. Davis had pled not guilty to the charges. Court records show defense attorney Jeffrey Kerr argued the facts supporting the state charges were the same as those behind the federal charges. Court records show Davis told police that she went after the woman multiple times in the head with a folding weapon because, quote, it wouldn't be one less person to blow up our country. Asian Americans have increasingly been targeted of racially motivated harassment and assaults in recent years, particularly since the pandemic began, with many worrying that anti-Asian rhetoric linked to fraught relations between the United States and China could lead to more violence. An affidavit from a detective who reviewed the bus surveillance footage stated that Davis went after the victim about 7 times at the top of her head. Quote, Davis then folds the weapon, puts it back in her pocket, and returns to her seated position on the bus. Surveillance footage shows no interaction between the two women prior to the attack. Kylie Duggar, an attorney who represents Davis in the state case, stated in a court motion in January that he was seeking an insanity defense on her behalf and that she is incapable of assisting in a preparation of her defense because of her mental illness.
Have blacks been pitted against Asians?
We need the black community to realize that that black people are hurting Asians and they need to speak out in their own community.
So to the Asian American Pacific Islanders out there, so what exactly are you guys doing here? We're way past the 2 years and this is still going on. This is still happening. It wasn't too long ago that you guys were consistently trying to find and run stories of, oh, look at what these black people set up there and did. Look at what the black community is setting up there doing to us. But after everything is pretty much said and done, you have the hate crime bill, you have a form of reparations that was in a sense divvied out to your community. You had support from all over the world. You had people from K-pop, J-pop. You had, people all across the board. You had Asian actors. Even still right now, the effects are still getting felt with the Oscars, right? Everybody won awards. The same actors, they're, getting, tons of movie roles and everything like that. When you look at every single commercial, they make sure to highlight and put somebody of Asian or Pacific Islander descent directly in there, right? Everything is as it should be, right? Because you guys have had to go through so many things during those 2 years, right? But now here we are. We're in 2023. Soon enough, not too far, we're about to be in 2024. And the same things are still happening. These attacks, these incidences are still taking place, but it's not by the people that you stated is directly doing it. It's by a whole nother group of people. Ain't that something? Better yet, it's by the exact same people who listed you as the model minority, correct? Who put you in there as a wedge during the civil rights movement, right? The same people who made you honorary, who blessed you with certain types of powers and privileges, right? The same people that you want to be shoulder to shoulder, that you want to be directly right there next to. And these are the exact same people that are able to literally get away with stating that, oh, I am insane. I can't stand up for trial. I don't know where I was. Right? That's what they're trying to do. This woman got up out of her seat and attacked one of your own for no reason at all. They never had an interaction. They never had words. There was nothing. A shoelace didn't even sit up there and touch somebody else's shoe. They had nothing. Nothing. And they're allowing her to plead insanity. All the charges that she was going to have changed or dropped. They're going to try to like motion for something different now. And y'all just sitting back allowing this to happen. Where's all of the marching? Where's all the protesting that y'all were doing? When it came down to when the face was black, y'all made sure that y'all put that all over the board. Y'all made sure to make black people the poster child for every single thing that ails you, everything that was going wrong, everything that was happening. Y'all made sure that y'all had the boogeyman right there. It was in the back pocket. It was, y'all basically had a black card. Anything, anytime something went wrong, bow, flag on the plate, black card. That's what it was. That's what it was. But I made sure throughout those years to specifically highlight videos and showcase stories breaking that narrative. And I made sure to do that. And I made sure to do that for that very specific reason. Because I couldn't depend on mainstream media to sit up there and do it. Because that's not what sells. They're not going to sit up there and tell you that they're the ones that are causing a lot of these instances. Even, going by statistics and all these other things, right? They're not going to be the ones to tell you that, hey, we're the bad guys, even though we're reporting and we're passing this crime bill for you guys and we're giving you guys a form of reparations. We're still the ones doing this because they've always been the ones doing this. The Chinese and the Japanese were put in internment camps. They had signs up in their restaurants and in their blocks telling you that they did not want you there. Every which way it basically came, they tried to find a way to make fun of you, to throw you directly under the bus, to try to belittle you, to try to disrespect you. But yet, for whatever reason, you were like, I'm willing to sacrifice all of that just to have a little glimpse of what it is. And that's what you did. And it's like, is it worth it? Realistically, is it actually worth it? Because now, in a sense, you have that stuff, but everything didn't stop. Everything didn't stop. This is what happens when you make those type of deals. When you're willing to sacrifice something in order to gain so little. Now, in your mind, it might have been a lot during that time, but you only really realistically gained so little. Because population-wise, you don't even really got a population. By the time, 2030, 2035 roll around, you're going to be sitting, in the back of the bus with us. While everybody else is moving forward. And again, was it really worth it? Because time after time after time after time, your people are now suffering. Your elders are now suffering. These things keep consistently happening. And y'all just sitting back. Y'all not protesting. Y'all not shouting to the rooftops. Y'all not making this a hashtag. Y'all not trying to do documentaries on this. You're not trying to do press junkets. You're not trying to write blogs about this. You're not trying to get the social justice warriors to, defend you and to bring awareness to this. You're completely silent.
Communities are not reporting these incidences. We don't want to cause more trouble, more attention to our community.
So just like one of your representatives stated, y'all don't want to do it because you don't want to cause more attention to your communities. I get it, I understand. But even without you reporting, it's happening more and more and more and more because you're allowing it to happen, because you're not speaking up, not only for yourselves, but for the people directly in your community. And you know what they always say, the moment in time that you don't stand up or speak up against a bully, that's just going to egg them on. That's going to allow them to continue because they're not seeing any type of resistance. So because you were given money, because you were given these honorary, type of rights that you have, because they've passed all of these laws and they've given you all of this support, You've basically enabled a bully. A bully gave you gifts. It was like, hey, let me just keep bullying you out. I'll let you go every once in a while. I'll even defend you every now and again. And, I might even buy you lunch and all this other type of stuff. But as long as I can sit up there and keep bullying you and doing the things that I've been doing historically, everything will be fine. It'll be a symbiotic relationship. And you're fine with that. And you're fine with that. That's crazy. That's 1,000% crazy. Like I said in one of my previous videos, y'all need to start standing up. Y'all need to start speaking up. But you won't.